We do it. I mean, the big thing for us is just setting boundaries, and that's both your family, your clients, everybody. If you start answering phone calls at 1 a.m., then your clients are going to know you can talk at 1 a.m. And so if you want that separation, if you want that work-life balance, you just got to create the separation, create those boundaries, let people know, and they'll respect it. They always do. I mean, you get that one Joe Schmo agent that's going to give you some slack, but
agent or client, goodbye.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's big, man. You respond to a text at 8 p.m. or 6 a.m. You've now taught them you'll respond to text messages. And when you don't, they'll feel like they've lost something. So definitely set those expectations. I always tell people, look at the other industries that you look at as professionals, doctors, dentists, lawyers. They're not responding to your text message at 9 p.m. at night. You don't even get to communicate with them. You communicate with the admin.
Yep, exactly. So you got to create that separation. It's hard as new agents. We both probably went through it. I mean, same thing when I was first going. I felt like every time I got a text message or a phone call, I had to answer the thing right away. And my spouse Megan, who's one of my business partners now, she would kind of like support that. The phone call came through, like, oh, you better go answer that, and which was fine because we didn't know any different at the time. But we just realized over time, as you become a veteran, you become old and wise, you start to realize like, oh, I don't have to do those things. And so I know that you new agents out there won't listen to me or Jeff, but darn it, we're telling you should, because in about 5 years, you're going to be saying the same thing to somebody else.
Totally. Yep. And it was fun when you get to a point where you're so empowered that you can fire clients. I remember that being a fun day. I went on a listing presentation and I was charging, at the time it was a buyer's market, I was charging 7% 1 year listing. And they're like, well, I'm only going to go 5 or 4. And I didn't even want the client. I could already tell they were going to be a nightmare. I said, honestly, I don't really even want to work with you. And then they totally flipped their script. They're like, well, we'll go 7. And I had to keep it up. I was like, holy cow, that worked. And then I'm like, well, fine, I'll take it at 7. It sold in like a week and it was a success story. But it's so interesting how you take control by showing them you're not scared losing them. You're a more successful salesperson by showing someone that you don't fear losing them. And that's the abundant mindset versus a scarcity mindset. And it is scary when you need that commission check to cover your next house payment or electrical bill. It's tough to not feel like you have to respond to every little thing, but it's as simple as just simply saying to your client, hey, I respect your time and I'm sure you'd respect mine. Here are the hours that I usually will try to take off to spend with my family. No one can test that. And it's usually 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. to 8 or 9 p.m. when little Jimmy gets put down to bed. And then you can let them know, I'll check my text at 9 o'clock and I'll try to respond. If not, I'll get back to you first thing the next day.